We be live. Hello everyone. How's my audio? Let me know in the live chat, and also like the stream, and also confirm in the live chat that you have liked the stream. Alfred is here. Thank you so much, Alfred, for being here and highlighting people's comments so that their comments can be part of their show. Let me actually make sure. Thank you so much, Alfred, for being. All right, so the audio is working. All right, so Alfred is here. Alfred is going to highlight your comments, and these here, fantastic, fantastic. Okay, so Alfred is also a moderator now, so you could remove the spam. So audio exists. Somebody's Daniel saying audio exists. Well, I'm glad that it does, and also Daniel's confirming that he has liked the stream. So, guys, Mazel Tov, Mubarak, Shadbash, congratulations, all the things, all the congratulatory messages. Congratulations to the people of Israel. Congratulations to the people of Iran. And congratulations to the people of the world. We got the guy. You guys already know this. It's been already more than 24 hours. The people in the Islamic Republic of Iran, not the Islamic Republic of Iran, the Islamic Republic in Iran, because they have nothing to do with Iran. They're not connected to Iran, right? So it's an occupying force, as we say. You have no idea. They still have no idea what happened. They're still in shock. They're still pointing fingers at each other. It's amazing. So let me actually put on the video. Right, you guys all know who this guy is. He's one of the main leaders of Hamas. I think you could actually say the number one negotiating and political guy, Ismail Haniyeh, and he was taken out in a masterful way. It was done so beautifully and perfectly that I think it should not even be called an assassination. It should be called a work of art, right? And Iranian people are celebrating this. There's a hashtag in Iran on social media trending right now saying, thank you, Netanyahu. Wait, actually, let me see. Is that the hashtag? The hashtag that is spreading in Iran is Netanyahu. Yes, Netanyahu Muchakerim. Hashtag Netanyahu underscore Muchakerim in Iran is trending, which means thank you, Netanyahu. Iranian people are so happy and thanking. And I hope like the Israeli officials point this out and highlight the fact that Iranian people are happy that the Hamas leader was taken out. I think there needs to be more acknowledgement of this from Israeli officials. The fact, and especially now that so many Iranian people. But the most entertaining. So there's two things that are so entertaining about this. First of all, I constantly watch content from pro-government, radical religious people in Iran, and they are so angry. They're so embarrassed. They're pointing fingers at each other. The division among them is growing. And that's watching that is so satisfying, because these people were so proud of October 7th. They acted like Israel is weak. They acted like they are strong. They acted like the end of Israel is coming. Well, Israel doesn't look so weak anymore, does it? Israel is proving like, yeah, October 7th was a disaster. It was a failure by Israeli officials. That being said, Israel has proven throughout its history that when you come for the Israeli citizens, they will come for you. It might take some time, but the government of Israel will find you. They have this particular set of skills, and that they will come, they will find you, and they will make you regret what you did. Okay, that throughout the history, even since Eichmann from Argentina, they got that guy, and then all the history of Israel is full of examples. You might win at first, but over the long run, we will make you regret what you did. And this is because the government of Israel, the state of Israel, values life, and it values the life of its citizens, and it doesn't take it lightly when you threaten the lives of its citizens. Unlike the state in Gaza, which is Hamas, which not only does not value the life of its residents. I wouldn't call them citizens, because Palestine is not a country. It doesn't value them. In fact, it celebrates their death. It celebrates their death. The leaders of Hamas have been, we have the recording. We showed you the recording, how they celebrate the death of the Palestinians. They want the death of the Palestinians because that is their weapon. They weaponize the death of Palestinians. However, Israelis, they value the lives. This is the difference between a cult of death and a country that celebrates life. This is why they say Israel lives. Israel lives, right? Anyways, let's watch this guy. This is like less than 24 hours before he was killed. He was in Tehran. He was in Tehran to congratulate. So this is the inauguration of, like, the first day of the new president in Iran. You saw that the previous president died in a helicopter crash, which now I'm starting to believe that was also an assassination. So Raisi was killed, I think, possibly by the regime itself, so that they could bring Pezeshkian on as the new president. So this is his first day as the president in the Majlis, which is the parliament of Iran, and they had a high-profile guest sitting at the VIP section, and Ismail Haniyeh, the political leader of Hamas, was sitting there as well. So this is a couple of hours before his assassination. Again, it shouldn't even be called an assassination. The way it was done, oh my God. Guys, there's so many memes from Iran coming out from his assassination. Let me know if you want me to do an entire live stream just covering the memes. Like, Iranian people are just making memes left and right out of this. Let me actually maybe show just one of them, huh? To you guys, and let me know if you want to. Let me share my screen here. Yeah. So, like, Iranian Twitter, if this loads, yeah, is filled with stuff like this right now, right? And I could do a stream that shows like how exactly they carried out the assassination, and also the Iranian memes in response to it, like people just like making fun of Ismail Haniyeh and just posting Twitter. Like, there's another one I sent Susanna. So I don't know if you guys saw the Fuad Shok, which is the number 2, and some people argue actually number 1, because in Hezbollah, number 1 guy is Nasrallah, but some people say, well, actually that's not true, because it was Fuad Shok, which does all the operations. He is the one who technically the number 1 guy of Hamas and the number 1 guy of Hezbollah were assassinated by Israel within less than 24 hours from each other, right? So this was another meme that people made. There's another good meme that Iranian people made. Hold on, this one is also another good one. Like, so this tweet says on the top in Persian, the reaction. Okay, let me actually make this bigger so you guys can see. The reaction of Hassan Nasrallah in response to Ismail Haniyeh being assassinated. This is so good. This is so good, guys. This is such a happy day. Oh God, thank you, Israel. Thank you, guys. This is why Iranian people love Israel. Okay, because the Iranian people have the people power, but they don't have military power. And they see if you want to fight the Islamic Republic, you need also military power. And they look at their Israeli brothers and sisters, and they say, you have the military power. And when they use it to take out their common enemy, their shared enemy, which is the Islamic Republic of Iran, this is what makes the Iranian people celebrate Israel so much, because they are doing the things to the Islamic Republic and its allies, the things that they wish they could do themselves, right? And this is why they both need each other. This is why they both need each other, because the Israeli people don't have the people power in Iran to be able to take out the government, and the Iranian people don't have the military power to do these tactical attacks on the Islamic Republic and its proxies. So these two group of people need each other, because yeah, this is great, but at the end of the day, to take down the head of the octopus, as Netanyahu says, these are everything Israel is doing is taking out these tentacles, which is great. But the final attack, the main attack at the root of all this problem, that could only be done by the Iranian people. So just in the same way that the Iranian people need Israel to do these, taking out these tentacles, and the Iranian people recognize that and appreciate that, the Israelis also should appreciate Iranian people and recognize that the only thing that could take out the Iranian the regime in Tehran, and again, it's not the Iranian government. Yes, yes. I'm so glad Dali is here for this show. They should recognize that they need them as well. This could only be done with the cooperation of the Iranian people and Israeli people together. And I want more Israeli governments officials to talk about this more often, so that the Iranian people feel like they're being recognized for it. So here, let me put this. Let me see. We got a super chat. Let me read the 2 super chats before I show you this video in the parliament. So I can't read your name because it's in Hebrew, but thank you so much for the 15 shekel super chat saying, before the October 7th, I was sure that all people of Iran hate us. Happy to know it's not the case. It's not only the case, it's basically, it could not be any further from the truth. Go watch my shows to see, even before October 7th, how most Iranian people refused to walk on the Iranian flags, that the government put on the streets for people to walk on. That was even before October 7th. After October 7th, the popularity of Israel and the celebration of Israel taking a position against the Islamic Republic has skyrocketed. So before, it was like, I would say that, I don't know, that some Iranian people were indifferent, some minor Iranian people were like maybe hateful, and maybe like close to half or a little bit more of Iranian people would actually be pro-Israel. Now I think that is really close to a huge majority of Iranian people, especially after the Master Revolution, right? So yeah, it wasn't like that at all. Even before the Master Revolution, and even before October 7th, it was not like that. Right now, it's an active celebration. Like, in fact, one of the best ways to show opposition to the Islamic Republic, one of the most popular ways in Iran, is to show celebration of Israel. Like, the Israeli flag has been turned into an anti-government stance. Like, some people wave the Israeli flag just to show how much they hate the Islamic Republic. And then, okay, let me see what Alfred is saying. Oh, the Hebrew name is Shirin. Alfred is saying it's Shirin. How do you know that, Alfred? Do you read Hebrew? Well, thank you so much, Alfred. Shirin. Okay. I will try to remember that every time I need to read one of her messages. Moral Wombat, I love that username. Moral Wombat, thank you so much for the super chat, saying, hi there, glad to catch you live. Thank you for all the amazing work you're doing. I was already looking forward to you covering this. Oh, and I definitely enjoyed a meme stream. Okay, guys, I'm going to do a meme stream. A meme stream. Yes, let's call it that. All right, so let's watch this. Let's watch this video. So this is a day before the assassination. Like, well, on the same, basically, this is him at the celebration of Pezeshkian becoming the president. That night when he went to sleep, that's when he died. Okay, so let's watch that. So look, you can see he's sitting in the front row, right? Wait, no, that's the Pezeshkian. The VIP section actually is in the corner. So that's Pezeshkian, and everybody is shouting. This is the day before they killed the Ismail Haniyeh. Everybody is shouting, "Death to Israel, death to America." Oh, and they have a seat for Raisi. Now, next time you have to put a seat for Ismail Haniyeh as well. Look at that. They have an empty seat for Raisi, and they put his picture there. So now Raisi is dead, and Ismail Haniyeh is dead too. Make an empty seat for all these guys. That is so good. Look at these barbarians. Look at these like mullahs. This is the part, like, this is such a shame. Like, Iran was such a powerful, advanced, modern country before the Islamic Revolution. Now look at the parliament. It's just filled with barbarians chanting death to America and Israel, half of them in mullah, wearing the outfit of mullahs. Yes, Susanna is pointing this out too. Every single Iranian IRGC and official and anyone from the Beit Rahbari, including Khamenei himself, now knows that all of their defense system in Iran is useless. That if they are alive at any moment is because the Israeli government is allowing them to breathe. You are living because of the mercy of the Israeli government. The entire airspace and ground of Iran is open to the Israeli government. They could take you out anytime. This operation was such a masterful. They showed that they have intelligence where Ismail Haniyeh is sleeping because he was. I have more details now because it has a couple of hours. They have actually used the best security system and all their intelligence and everything more than any other government official in Iran to protect Ismail Haniyeh. And they took him out like this. They took him out in a way that it was so precise that there was not much damage to that entire building. Only the place that he was sleeping was damaged. Only one other person that was just very close to him was killed, his bodyguard. No other person was even injured except him and his bodyguard that was died. And they knew exactly which, like, not only did the missile hit the apartment, it hit the exact part of the apartment that he was at. So the level of intelligence they had over him, it was unbelievable. And it's so unbelievable that the Iranian government is still not, after so many hours, they're still not coming out and explaining what's happened because they're dumbfounded. They have no idea what the hell is happening. They had their best defense system against this to protect this guy, and Israel just took him out like that. And that means that anybody can just be taken out in Iran by the Israeli government. Including Khamenei must know every night that he's alive. He should know that he's alive because the Israeli government is allowing him to be alive. So look how they treat him like a celebrity after. Look, Pezeshkian, the new president of Iran, and Ismail. So you could remove this, Alfred. Yeah. So yeah, people are saying next. No, yeah. Wait, hold on. Let me actually.
ما همراه بودید یک بار دیگه برای آقای دکتر مسعود پزشکی.
So you can see Pezeshkian and Ismail Haniyeh, they're hugging each other. People are surrounding Ismail Haniyeh like he's a celebrity.
و برای دولت 14ام، برای وزرایی که در روزهای آینده احتمالاً بیشتر با اونها.
Look how he's kissing him. He's the terrorist that is responsible for October 7th. Look, this is the new president of Iran that people say like, oh, he's a moderate reformer. Look how he's like making love with the leader of Hamas, the person that is responsible for the terrors of October 7th.
آشنا خواهیم شد و اسامی اونها منتشر میشه بعد از اعلام وصول در مجلس شورای اسلامی و از وزیر پیشنهادی تبدیل به وزیر خواهند شد بعد از رأی اعتماد وکلای ما و شما در
None of these people could have imagined that this guy is going to be killed on that very night.
مجلس شورای اسلامی آرزوی موفقیت می‌کنیم ان شاءالله که پیروز و
Look how they're surrounding him. Everybody wants a picture with him. Everybody, and Iranian people, even before the assassination, they were posting this, and they hated their government for this. They're like, you're using the resources that belong to the Iranian. You're stealing Iranian oil. You're stealing Iranian resources. You're using our tax money and everything to support this terrorist. This guy comes to Tehran to go to take all our money and go take it to Gaza to do terrorist activities, and to do terrorist activities that has made Iran an isolated country, that has made Iran a country that has no normal relationship with the world, that has so many sanctions on, that all the poverty, a huge portion of the poverty that we have in Iran is because of these activities that the government is doing. So not only you take our money and use it on this guy to support terrorism, the terrorist activities that this guy comes here and takes our money, and the activity that he does actually makes us even lose more money because now we don't have any normal relationship with the world. And Iranian people hate these images.
ایران همراه با این تصاویر
Most of them. So actually, to show you what a monster this guy was, I know most of you have seen this video, but I want to remind people how evil Ismail Haniyeh was. Okay, so this is them in Qatar. So just remember that Ismail Haniyeh lives in Qatar in 5-star hotels. He has a very luxurious life with the money that the Islamic Republic gives him. He had the most comfortable, luxurious life in Qatar, right? So living in his palace or in his 5-star hotel in Qatar, when October 7th was happening and they were watching it on the news, this video shows that they did what we call in Iran namaz shukr. So namaz shukr is the type of prayer that you do as a Muslim when you are very thankful to God. So it's not like one of those 5 prayers that you're supposed to do every day. It's a specific type of prayer that looks like one of those 5 prayers, but you do it because you're just filled with gratefulness to God. So they're watching October 7th happening. They're watching the videos that these Hamas terrorists recorded themselves, showing how they're slaughtering Israeli people. And these people, they're watching it and they're so grateful and they're so happy that they just have to just drop and down and prostrate to Allah and thank him for what has happening. So watch this. So this is the man that Israel just killed. So watch this.
طلع جنب الاسرائيلي ماخذينه دخل على سجدة الشكر ان شاء الله على هذا النصر.
So sajda shukra. So I know my Arabic. I speak Persian and Arabic, but I could tell that they say sajda, like prostration for thankfulness, for gratefulness. So like these people are so grateful that Israelis are being killed that they just have to thank Allah. Look at this.
اللهم أتم نصرك وعزنا يا رب لشعبنا وأمتنا. الله أكبر.
So you can see he's leading that prayer. He's in front. This is Ismail Haniyeh in front. Look at this. Unbelievable.
الله أكبر.
You freaking monsters. These monsters. Well, we should do our own, guys. We should have our own ritual. Now you dead. Now you are dead. You were happy seeing all these Jews die. Now all these Israelis die. Well, now you. So where's our namaz shukr? We should do a sajda. What do we do a sajda to? We don't have anything holy. We should do our own gratefulness. Yeah, we should just thank Israel. Yeah, we do. Our ways is just to do a hashtag thank you Netanyahu. Yeah, so Alexander said, yeah, we should dance. Yeah, you guys do this, we dance. Yes. So Alexandra, Iranian people are dancing in happiness. They're being very grateful. Yeah, so Iranian people are grateful to Israel, and their celebration is in dancing. So that's a lot nicer than whatever they're doing. Look at this.
الله أكبر. Alhamdulillah.
Oh, Arthur is actually asking a very good question. That's a very good question, Arthur. And let me explain this to you. This is something that the Mahsa revolution did. So Iranian people are thankful to Israel for taking this guy out. But one reason Israeli people should be thankful to Iranian people is because this would not have been possible without the Mahsa revolution. Let me explain. Ever since the Mahsa revolution, there are more people within the Iranian government who they're conscious and they have turned on their government. They have been convinced that they're working for evil. And ever since the Mahsa revolution, the Israeli government has had a much easier time finding spies within the Islamic government, because the Mahsa revolution and the way that the Islamic Republic shot the people in the street and executed them and tortured them made many people within the government disgusted with the government that they're working for, and they have turned on their own government, and the Israeli government has has become a lot easier for them to use Israel as a way to turn against their own government. And that's why the government of Iran is filled with Israeli spies, and that's why there's so much information in the highest levels of the Iranian government. The highest level, the Israeli people have spies everywhere, and that's why they know where the people are. And that's why even with the highest level of intelligence and security of the Iranian state apparatus or whatever, they couldn't hide where this guy is sleeping. And he was sleeping in a place that was extremely secure, and they were extremely secretive about his mobility and where he is and where he's staying. And still they knew exactly what apartment he was sleeping in and exactly where in the apartment. That's the level of access of information that is unimaginable. And it's because how many spies the Israeli government has in Iran. So that's another reason that, I'm talking about this cooperation, and we shouldn't underestimate how important the master revolution is. All right, so let me go to Israeli people. So today we're gonna this is the day for Israeli people. So we're gonna focus on Israeli people celebrating. If you want, I could do an entire stream on Iranian people. Iranian people cannot obviously celebrate this openly in the streets like the Israeli people are. So they celebrate mostly with memes because they could do that. That's the only way they can celebrate. So today, this is a day mostly for Israeli people, and they should be happy, and congratulations to them. You guys deserve this after all the hardship you're going through. This is your day. Enjoy it. So let's watch Israeli people celebrating this. There's people are in the streets. They're giving each other sweets and watermelon. Yes, this is a celebration for Ismail Haniyeh. Honestly, the Israeli people needed this. They needed this. After all of what they're going through, they deserve so much more than this. And I'm happy that you guys are happy. Some are saying watermelon. Oh no, Israel is eating Palestine.
הלך, יא חסרה על הנייה. משהו מתוק? מתוק, אחלה הנייה. אתה מבסוט?
תגידי בסוף שישמעו כולם.
בבקשה, הנייה.
תגיד לה. תגידי לו.
משהו מתוק, הלך הנייה. הנה, חברה שלנו, קידם.
וואי, איזה מתוק. תקחי על הבוקר, לקחת, טעים מתוק.
הנייה.
Oh, he has sweets in his
הנייה, תנייה.
זהו, בסדר.
Oh, and people are mentioning cutlet after cutlet. Yeah, so if you guys don't know, Iranian people are celebrating with cutlets. If you don't know the context of that, I will explain it another day. But yes, and also child of the Dora is saying, hello, Armin. What do you think about Bassem Youssef's second interview on Piers Morgan? I haven't seen that. Let me know should I watch it, because I've been following so many different news, so maybe I should watch that. Let me do another celebration of Israeli people. Look at this! Oh, they're in the street. They're giving sweets to the cars for celebration. Yes. Okay, that was good. Let's actually go back to this monster and see. So I don't, guys, I should have had some videos explaining the details of how the operation was taken, but because this just came out, I don't have that right now. There are details of the operation. Let me see. Dolly, if you want to send me an explanation of, because I have that in Persian, I don't have that in English. But if you guys, maybe I could upload the Persian version and explain it to you guys. I could translate for you guys because there's graphics and everything. But let me actually first cover how this monster who died. So what is Ismail Haniyeh saying here? So let me actually see the context for this. Where is this? This is Ismail Haniyeh. Ismail Haniyeh rant on the need for dead Palestinian civilians. What? Let's actually read this. So this is Ismail Haniyeh himself. He's saying, as I said, and I repeat every time, the blood of the children, women, and elderly.
وفي كل مرة أكرر إن دماء الأطفال والنساء والشيوخ لا أقول.
I do not say that I do not say that it shouts out to you, but rather we need this blood. We need this blood so that it will ignite with us the spirit of revolution. Guys, see, when I say these people are a cult of death, when I say that, yes, we care for Palestinians and we condemn the killer, the murderer of Palestinians, which is Hamas, when I say this is a cult of death, when I say Palestinian people should be thankful to Israel because their death and misery and their blood and tears is the responsibility for all of that is Hamas, and Israel is targeting Hamas and trying to get rid of Hamas in Gaza, and the Palestinian people should be grateful to Israel because of it. We care about Palestinians. We care about Palestinian people suffering and dying. That's why we're anti-Hamas, and that's why we're so grateful to Israel to remove this evil from Gaza. They're saying, like, we don't have to, because we used to think like we have to interpret these things to you, but we don't. They're saying it. Like, we have to show you why this is an Islamic thing, why they think like this, why this is a philosophy. But I mean, I don't. My job is so much easier because they just say it. They say we need. Look, they say we need the blood of the children. They're saying that we need the blood. When they say they need the blood of the children, they're not talking about Israeli children. They're like, oh, how evil! They want to kill Israeli children. Yes, they want to kill Israeli children. But here they're talking about Palestinian children. Like, they want the blood of all sides. Unbelievable. So yeah, but rather we need this blood so that it will ignite with us the spirit of revolution. And yeah, we care about the Jews, of course, Sandra, of course. But we, yeah. Okay, and it says so that it will arouse within us persistence, so that it will arouse within us defiance and a forward advance. Well, there's no more defiance in you. You dead. Let's see how you could move forward with you dying and Zaif dying, that other guy, your main leaders. Like, how many leaders of Hamas are left? How many of them are left? I think only two main ones are left. Like the main, like Zaif, your main political leader just died. Your main military guy, Zaif, in Gaza just died. Yeah, this is pure evil. This is pure evil. Let me see. Let's go to actually the announcement of his death when it happened.
Here on CNN, a major development in the Middle East. Hamas says the political leader of the organization the U.S. calls a terror group has been killed in Tehran. So far, the Israeli military is only saying they do not respond to reports in the foreign media. The White House says it is aware of the reports and is monitoring it. This comes as Israel and Hamas were locked in tense negotiations to free dozens of hostages still held in Gaza by Hamas. Let's go to CNN's Paula Hancock's live in Abu Dhabi. Paula, what more do you know?
Well, Laura, this is a very significant development. Ismail Haniyeh, the political leader of Hamas, killed in Tehran. This, according to the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps. It's been confirmed as well by a Hamas statement saying that he was killed in a residence in the Iranian capital as he was in town for the inauguration of the new Iranian leader. Now, we know that that inauguration of Iran's new president incident was on Tuesday. We don't have an exact timing of when this killing took place, but it was the early hours of Wednesday when the news emerged. Now, it is a significant development. We have heard, as you say, that Israel is saying it does not comment on foreign news media reports. Not an unexpected response from the IDF. It is one we have heard before when there have been these reports of high-profile killings in other countries of Hamas or even of Hezbollah leaders. But everyone in the region does believe that Israel is behind this. Israel has made it very...
Guys, there's an Iranian person in the live chat, Omran in the live chat saying, Armin be mehmanan barnamet begu ke hame mardum Iran khoshalen. I will translate it, but it's a little bit generalization, so I will correct it. So this Omran, who's Iranian, he's saying, in Farsi, he's saying, so Armin, tell your guests on the show that all the people of Iran are happy. Well, I wouldn't say all, but yes, I would say the majority of Iranian people would be happy about this news. Majority for sure. But yeah, not all. But yeah, so this, I just wanted to highlight that so you guys see that there's Iranian guy in the live chat telling you this, that they're happy.
Clear from October 7th, after that Hamas attack in Israel, that all of Hamas leadership was considered a target, that it would be going after the political and the military leadership of Hamas. Now, we know with Ismail Haniyeh that his residence in Gaza City was attacked by an Israeli airstrike just 1 month after those October 7th attacks. We also know that several months ago, a number of his children were killed.
Yes, Susanna was saying, God, this is embarrassing. This is absolutely embarrassing. And let me actually tell you, because I follow a lot of pro-regime Iranian accounts. I know they're a minority, but you know, a minority is still a big number, right? So if we look at Iran, like it has 85 million in population, I would say less than 10% of Iranians are pro-regime. I would say like maybe under even 8%. But even like, let's say 10% just to be conservative, right? That is like 9 million people, right? So that's a lot of people. They're a small minority in percentage wise, but a big in number, right? So I follow a lot of their accounts, and they are turning on each other because not turning on each other. They're turning against each other because ever since Qasem Soleimani was killed by Trump, at first, they all decided to be united and say that we will have a huge revenge against America. And then ever since Israel started talking, other key Iranian officials, both from ISGC and the nuclear scientists and all the other people, it kept on getting more and more and more and more. And some of these people are like, where's our hard revenge? Like, you keep promising a hard revenge, but every time you do something, the enemy doesn't actually give there's no significant cost to the other side. Like, it seems like we're pathetic and weak. Why is it so easy for the enemy to take out our targets, but we haven't? Let me tell you how bad this is, right? So just count the number of key IRGC officials and key leaders of proxies of the Islamic Republic and nuclear scientists of Iran that has been taken out by Israel. There's just too many. There's just so many. But let me tell you, from the other side, so you saw Iran like send 300 missiles and drones to Iran, most of them not even reaching the borders of Israel. The only person that was injured, unfortunately, was a little Arab child. Nobody in Israel died. But all of these years, ever since Qasem Soleimani being taken by United States and Israel taking a lot of other Iranian officials, Iran hasn't even killed. Listen to this. Pay attention. Not only have they not killed a leader in Israel, like a main military official, but not even a single soldier. Not even a single soldier. Like, forget leader, forget general, forget like an officer. Not even a single soldier of Israel has been killed directly by the Islamic Republic. So This is absolutely embarrassing. Like, look how they're coming for your main guys. Like, even Hezbollah, in the past couple of months, all the vast majority of the key figures of Hezbollah have been taken out in Lebanon by Israel. And here's another point that a lot of people should understand. It also shows how Israel does care about reducing collateral damage, because in Lebanon and in Iran, when they take out key figures, nobody that like very little people, civilians die. Like, the collateral damage is so small because they're so targeted. Only in Gaza, with the population density second in the world, and an enemy that doesn't wear uniform, and an enemy that uses human shields, you see this high civilian casualty. You can see that in everywhere else that Israel is capable of taking out its enemy without collateral damage, or with minimum collateral damage, they do it. What was that name of the Fakhrizadeh? What was the name of the nuclear scientist? Why am I having a brain fart right now? Susanna, can you help me out here? Or Alfred? Fakhri Nejad? The nuclear scientist that Israel took out. I'm having a brain fart right now. The guy that Mossad took out with that. His wife was sitting right next to him, and she wasn't even injured. Right? That's how targeted Israel is. That's how. Fakhrizadeh, I was right. Thank you so much, Pedro. Fakhrizadeh. That's how targeted it is. That's how his wife was right next to him, and she didn't even get injured, and they took him out. The key nuclear scientist of Iran. Right? So again, yes, Israel does value human life, and Israel goes out of its way try to reduce collateral damage. It's Hamas that tries to make it impossible. But again, this is what I was saying, is that ever since they killed Qasem Soleimani and also Fakhrizadeh and also all these other IRGC high command officers and all of them, a lot of the pro-regime people are getting tired, and they are now turning on the government. They're saying, we're so pathetic, we're so weak. Why are we letting the enemy do this? This is embarrassing. I saw a mullah crying, like shouting on his YouTube channel. Like they say, like, our international standing has been destroyed. This is embarrassing. We tell everybody that the Iranian government is strong, but look at what they're doing. We have no way of defending ourselves. What are we doing? How are we letting this happening? And now the reason why they're turning on each other is because many of them, like half of them, are turning on their own government. They're saying, "God, why are we with this weak?" But they're also civilians, hardliners that are pro-regime, that are turning on each other, and they're saying, "Shut up." When you say these things, they make the enemy, meaning us, happy. Like, you're crying about it, you're complaining about it, you're turning on the government. You're making the enemy happy. You are making us even weaker by demonstrating how embarrassing this is. So they're trying to shut them up to not complain about this, but then the other side is responding like, no, you shut up, you told us to be quiet so that this doesn't embarrass us, but we can't be quiet anymore because you guys are not responding, you guys are not protecting us. Also, here's another important key point that you need to understand, and this is hard to explain, but I need you to understand it very carefully. Okay, the Iranian government has two set of propaganda to advertise itself to the Iranian people. Through that 10% or 8% I mentioned, they use Shia Islam. They're like, this is an Islamic republic. This is the government of the Imam Mahdi, Imam Zaman, the 12th Imam. This is the government that is supposed to make the army for the return of the Mahdi. When he comes, he will have a country, he will have a land, he will have a standing army. This is why we are supporting this regime, because this is the government of the Mahdi. That is for that insane lunatic, 8% that believe all this nonsense. That's the propaganda, the Shia, the religious nonsense. That's the propaganda to them, right? And that is an important 8%. That's why being anti-Islamic and advertising it against Islam is very effective in Iran, because that 8% is the last pillar that the Islamic Republic is standing on. So anti-Islamic, content in Iran will take that 8% from them. And the whole regime will fall if that 8% turns to 6%, and then 5%, and 4% in the next generation. But to that other more than 90% of Iranians who this doesn't work on them, and that includes both non-religious Iranians and as Muslim, more secular-minded Iranian Muslims, that none of this works on them. So to them, you have to justify the government, because remember, dictators still need people's support to stand. Even dictators need that. So to that, the propaganda to them, because they are tired of this. They're living in poverty. They don't have any stability, and they're living under a lot of hardship. So they are angry with the government. So what does the government say to them? They say, look, we live in the Middle East. This is a very harsh environment. The times are tough. You are having not normal lives. You're living in poverty and stuff. But remember, at least this government, the Islamic Republic, is the only regime that could bring you security in this tough region, in this violent region. If you look at our neighbors, like if you look at Afghanistan and Iraq and Lebanon, you could see that there's war there, but not in Iran. So the reason why you have to tolerate this hardship is because this is a tough region, but at least this is the line that they use. At least we bring you security. And this is I know it might not seem a very big deal to you guys, but that's a very important line that the Islamic Republic regime uses to win over the non-religious Iranian people, the not very extremely religious Iranian people, to his side. And this assassination of Ismail Haniyeh targets that narrative and the other officials, because Iranian people respond, you can't even secure your own people. So this is nonsense. You have no security. You don't have the power. Like, you don't care about the Iranian people, but even if you did, you can't even secure yourself. Like, you are not as powerful as you're making it seem to be. You are weak. You're pathetic. So if the Islamic Republic seems pathetic, Iranian people care about strength. They are nationalists. You have religious views on one side, and on the other side you have nationalist views. And if you have a government that is pathetically weak, it's a source of embarrassment, and it targets the Iranian sense of national power. And if you don't have that, if you can't show strength, that entire propaganda will break apart. This is why this is much more than Ismail Haniyeh. By killing him in Tehran, I'm so happy that you killed him in the heart in Tehran, in the most secure place in Tehran. This is why killing him in Tehran, it's a much bigger message than just taking a Hamas leader. This is an insult and embarrassment to the Islamic Republic, and it makes the people in Iran who want to say that our government is pathetic and weak and doesn't bring us security, it makes that narrative a lot stronger. It embarrasses the Islamic Republic's standing in the whole world. So it targets both the method in which it was taken out. It was masterful. It makes Israel look strong, and Israel needs to look strong. After October 7th, the narrative was that Israel is weak. People are not saying Israel is weak anymore. So the way that they take him out makes Israel look very strong, especially what they did, the recent attack that they did to the S-300 of the defense. So what they did next to Natanz. So this is there are a couple of other operations that Israel did in Iran that makes Israel look very strong. This on top of that is very good for Israel's reputation and its deterrence capability and its standing. It makes the Iranian government look weak. It shows to the Israeli people that yes, we dropped our guard on October 7th, but we will get them. We will hunt down the people that harmed you, and we will take them out. This is our commitment to you. So both the message to the Israeli people, both the message and the message to the world that Israel is strong. Israel, don't come for Israel because we will come for you. And the message to the Iranian people that your government, if you're supporting your government because you think your government is strong, well, you're not. Stop. The non-religious minded people who support the government because they think the government is strong, that doesn't work anymore. And it also shows to the Iranian regime that we could come for you, that we're closer to you than your jugular vein. They use a Quran verse to threaten the Iranian government themselves, that we're closer to you than your jugular vein. So this is so beautiful. In so many ways, this was a masterful operation, and the message is so much more than just taking out Ismail Haniyeh. It's just killing so many different birds with one stone. But let's continue.
In Gaza as well. So his family has also been considered a target. Now, Ismail Haniyeh himself has been out of Gaza for some years now. He has been living largely in Doha, Qatar. He has been free to travel around the region. We know he has been to Tehran a number of times. He has been to Turkey. And so the fact that this has happened in the heart of Iran is very significant. The fact that that the assassination was able to take place, that the intelligence was able to be gathered in Tehran itself, is certainly something that is going to send a chill through the Hamas organization. Now, it is not the first time that the leadership has been targeted. We know that that the military number 2 in Gaza, Mohammed Daif, Israel believes they killed him just recently. Also, back in January, Saleh al-Aruri, who was really considered a deputy political leader of Hamas, was also assassinated in Beirut. So this is not the first time that this has happened, but certainly the fact that it is the political leader of Hamas is a significant target. He has been very vocal. He has been very visible over recent months, not least when it comes to negotiations for a potential hostage deal to release Israeli hostages from Gaza, and a ceasefire deal, which those discussions were ongoing. One can only imagine that this could well stall those, at least in the short term. Laura?
Paula Hancock, please stand by. We have CNN political analyst and foreign policy analyst Barak Ravid on the phone.
So let me actually show you the apartment that he was. He was staying in that unit. So you can see they took him out, and the building, even the whole building was intact. People were pointing out that it was so targeted that even the electricity of the above, structure didn't go out. So they targeted. So the missile or whatever they use went to the apartment, and it went to the exact place within the apartment that it was. And even within that unit, a lot of the other parts of the apartment the structure was not destroyed. So it was very, very targeted. Only 2 people died. Him and his bodyguard died. Let me actually let me see if I could show you, because it's weird that Persian media is covering Persian media outside of Iran. Like, these are not government-friendly Iranian media, is covering this a lot more detail than like English media. So I was just hoping to get some graphs and stuff from these people, but I'm not seeing it anywhere except in Iranian media. So where is that? Where's the graph? Where's the graph? Oh yeah. So look, Iranian media was so good. Giving a historical context, showing you exactly what happened, but I don't see stuff like this in English media. So guys, this is like, for Iranian people, do not trust the media the news that is made inside Iran, because all news that is made inside Iran, obviously this is outside of Iran because she's not wearing the hijab, right? But every that's why Iranian people watch other news that is made by Iranians outside of Iran. So, for example, Iran International, because they know that their own media in Iran lies to them, so they rely on media made by Iranians from outside. So, and this is, for example, Iran International. They make good graphs.
ببینیم تا الان از مرگ هنیه چی میدونیم و چه جزئیاتی تا الان ازش منتشر شده.
So she's like, let's see the details of what happened.
منجر به کشته شدن هنیه در پایتخت ایران اتفاق افتاده. حوالی
So saying the operation happened within the heart of Iran, within the capital. So it happened at 2 in the morning.
کمی از این حمله و محلش منتشر شده. فارس و تسنیم خبرگزاری‌های نزدیک به سپاه پاسداران نوشتن
So it's saying the IRGC, they're not giving us much details about what happened
در
yet.
یکی از اقامتگاه ویژه جانبازان در شمال تهران
Guys, look how more professional and beautiful Iranians, you know, their news is when they make news outside of Iran. Like, this is what an Iranian woman looks like, not the Iranian woman in, like, you know, on state TV with the whole, like, blanket and the chador and the head covering. Look, this is so clean, it's so professional, it's so beautiful.
مستقر بوده، اما محل اقامت دقیق او مشخص نشده. با توجه به بلندپایه بودن مقام هنیه و حساسیت‌هایی که وجود داره، میشه احتمال داد که او در یکی از محلات حفاظت شده.
All right, so I'm not going to translate all of this because it's going to take a while for me to go over all the details and the significance in this. And they bring a military expert based on what's happened. He tries to guess what type of missile and what type of operation, you know, what operations there were. So right now there is, based on the things that this guy said, there seems to be, because I listened to this earlier, it seems to be there are a couple of different possibilities. One is two are missiles from outside of Iran, either from ground or from a plane. So just like what they did at Natanz, there might be a plane outside of the borders of Iran that sent a missile that went all the way to Tehran in the middle of Iran and hit the apartment, or it was a missile that, you know, ground missile that, you know, not from a plane. And then another possibility is a drone, one of those small drones, quadcopters, if they call it, and they say if that was lifted from somewhere close, that somebody, an operative, like a spy, an Israeli spy or an Israeli agent, let me say, within the Iranian soil, use a drone to be able to do this operation. And some people are saying that maybe from a nearby somebody used an RPG, something like an RPG to do this. So basically these are the four possibilities that they're talking about, right? But again, if they're using a quadcopter, based on what we know so far about quadcopters, somebody had to manually at least set it up within the borders of Iran, somewhere close by, which shows that, you know, Israel has many agents within Iran, or maybe Israel has access to some new technology that a quadcopter could be operated using satellite internet. So these are the things that they're guessing. But again, it was the information they had to had is unbelievable. Like both the methodology, the way that they carried out the operation, and the access of the level of information that they needed to do this is both extremely impressive. And people cannot believe how far Israel, like how is Israel able to carry out. Guys, if you're Israeli, this is a day for you to be extremely proud. You know, I know after October 7th, you weren't feeling very proud about your government and especially your intelligence, and IDF and all the people that are protecting you. I know it was hard to be proud at that moment. How did our government let this happen? How did they drop the guard? But today, as an Israeli, is a day to feel proud. You know, yes, we make mistakes. Every government does, but our government learns from its mistake. Every time we fall, we get back up stronger than before. Like, this is a day to celebrate being Israeli. We have Mumu Joe with the $10 super sticker. Well, thank you so much. Let me respond to some of you guys in the chat. Wow, there's so many. And then I will go to the Persian show. So let me see. Let me respond to these. Okay, so the banished prince is saying, I thought Haniyeh Sinwar was more dangerous than all of them. Well, he is a soft power. He was the main person that. Oh no! Yahya Sinwar. So I don't know. So yeah, Ismail Haniyeh was the person that tries to negotiate. Oh, by the way, I don't know how you measure who's more dangerous, but this was one of the main guys. He was the main political leader. So obviously Hamas has different arms, different operations, different wings, and this was the political wing. And by the way, this is going to make the process of ceasefire extremely difficult, because as a political leader, if you wanted to negotiate with Hamas any form of ceasefire, this was the guy. So I don't know how the ceasefire negotiations are going to go when you took out the main political leader of Hamas. Yeah, so let's go to the next one. Frank is saying, now there is Alfred. Do we need to call Armin Batman? Yes. Ezra is saying, LOL, Iran mad. Their version of Iran Dome failed twice. Okay, so I get it. Yes, they don't have an Iron Dome. Oh, so you're saying Iron Dome. Their version of Iron Dome failed twice. Well, they don't have an Iron Dome. They just have one of those Russian. Is it S-300, guys? Because I know the latest version is S-400. I think that Russia is refusing to sell to Iran, right? Is it called S-400 or S-300? Yes. So the greatest defense mechanism system that they have is S-300 that they bought from Russia, which Israel managed to take out easily, in response to those 300 missiles and drones that they sent to Israel. And so the Iron Dome that they have wasn't even able to defend itself. The version of Iron Dome that the Islamic Republic has wasn't capable of even detecting a missile coming for it, let alone defending someone else. But here's the thing. I want to criticize the way you're saying LOL, Iran mad. I try to tell Israeli people, and this is a shame because Netanyahu keeps using this language. It's not Iran that is mad. Please, guys. We're fighting a propaganda war, not just a military war. It's important for you guys to say the Islamic Republic and not Iran, because your allies are the Iranian people, and grouping the Iranian people with the Islamic Republic is a huge tactical mistake. And it's also a tactical mistake that Netanyahu is making as well. He keeps saying Iran did this, Iran did that, we responded to the Iran. Please somebody tell Netanyahu to keep saying the Islamic Republic. If he changes that language, the Iranian people will notice that he used to say Iran and now he's saying Islamic Republic, because he's separating the Iranian people from the Islamic Republic. I urge you to somehow, Israeli people, it's very important. I know this is a common thing to do, to just refer to a government of a country as the name of that country. I understand that. But again, I'm telling you, there's a lot of utility if you decide to separate the government of Iran from Iran and just say the Islamic Republic. There's a lot of utility in doing this for Israel itself if you do that. Yes, exactly. Amir is saying free Iran from the Islamic Republic. Yes, S-300. Thank you, Alfred. And again, if there's anywhere that this is valid and makes sense, is in Iran, because there is no country with as great of a division between the government and the people than there is in Iran. And I have the scientific data to show this, scientifically collected data. This is not just me saying something without having the evidence for it. Let's go. Oh yes, guys, we have hit 60,000 subscribers. We reached 60,000 subscribers at the same time that Ismail Haniyeh was assassinated. And I choose to, Susanna pointed this out to me and to the rest of you in the community tab, and I choose to just see this as Israel's gift to Atheist Republic's 60K. And this was just a the timing was just perfect. Oh, by the way, another joke a lot of Iranians are making. They're going around and finding any Iranian officials who are named Ishaq and warning them to be careful. Do you guys know why? Let me see if anybody guesses why the Iranian people are making fun of IRGC officials with name Ishaq. Does anyone know? And they're like, oh, you have to be careful. Oh, delete. Does anybody know? I want to see if you guys know your... No, you don't know? So what is Ishaq? How do you say? Okay, so Ishaq means Isaac, right? So who are the people who have been killed so far? Ibrahim Raisi, Ismail Haniyeh. So who should be next? Somebody named Isaac, right? Ibrahim, you know, the prophet, his son, Ismail, right? And Isaac. So so the next person, if you took Abraham and you took Ismail, so the next person should be Isaac. So they're like saying like, hey guys, if your name is Isaac, they're coming for you next. So yes. All right, so let me see. Oh yeah, I already read that one. Oh wow, what the hell? We got so many super chats. Angie is saying sending love from Israel. Love back to you. Thank you so much for the super chat. And then we have another super chat by Nuamto, I think, 15 shekels, is saying New York Times says planted a bomb in the room they knew he'll be in several weeks ago. How was it undetected? How did they know the room in advance? Inside job. Well, I mean, it's very likely that there was Israel has agents within the regime, so I wouldn't be surprised if it's that. But I'm not sure if it's confirmed that it was a bomb inside the room. So far, the main military reporters, the main experts, I'm not saying you're wrong, but the main experts that I've listened to, they're saying there was something that hit from outside. So maybe you're right, but we'll still don't know because the Islamic Republic has been very hush-hush about this, and they have ordered nobody with the media within Iran not to come there, not to take pictures, not to report. I think they're just very confused themselves about what happened. I think they haven't figured out what happened. They're so confused, and they have shut everything. So we still don't know the exact details, but you might be right. If it comes, it's just they're so surprised that they're just scratching their heads right now, and they're pointing fingers right now because whatever the operation, however it was done, the Islamic Republic also thinks that they're spies, so they're going after each other, accusing each other of being spies, which is so beautiful. But so I don't know exactly what happened. Maybe if we get more details, I will update you guys. HD Drake is saying, "Who's Nick?" I say Yahya. I hope so. I hope so. Yahya. Yaya or of Yaya for Yaya? Yeah. No. Oh yeah. They hold on. Let me see. How many are left? If I could get a graph of what's this guy's name? Yeah, you got yeah. If we could get Sinwar, that would be amazing. How many guys are left? I only know Sinwar that is famous. That's the guy that just came out recently and said, just like Ismail Haniyeh, he came out and said that Palestinian dying, that works in our advantage. That's the only guy I know is left, but that's the main guy that is left. I know there are some other Hamas leaders, but he's the main guy that is left. If you take that out, do we even have Hamas anymore? I don't know. But yeah, most of them have been taken out. But guys, it's easier to find somebody in Tehran than finding somebody in Gaza. In Gaza, it's just so chaotic. That's why it was taken so long to find Zaif and take him out. But it's just so chaotic, and they have tunnels under the ground there, and that's why it's so much harder to find the main leaders of Hamas. But yeah, Israel is managing to do that as well. Angie is saying, please like so this channel gets to more people. Yes, guys, the reason why we are growing so fast is because people are liking, and when you like, YouTube decides to show this channel so to more people. Like every time you guys like a stream, I notice with my other non-Atheist Republic account that the videos that got a lot more likes, it gets recommended to me by the videos by Atheist Republic. So if you like the videos, you end up making it so that YouTube recommends our videos to more people. So please go ahead and like it. So thank you all for the super chats. Oh, Susanna has something saying, Armin, what do you think about retaliation? Oh, so here's an actually very important point. I'm glad Susanna mentioned this, right? So very important point. Right now, the Islamic Republic, actually, let me keep this highlighted, is stuck between a rock and a hard place, right? So every time something like this happens, the Islamic Republic has to come up with the response that does one thing and doesn't do the other. So the Islamic Republic knows that it's incapable of going into full confrontational, outright, direct war with Israel. It does not want to do that. It's terrified about even that getting even close to a possibility. However, it's even more afraid of something else. The Islamic Republic is even more afraid of its followers, of the people who are supporting it, to turn on the Islamic Republic. And there are few things that makes the hardline religious people turn on the Islamic Republic. One of them is not being able to enforce Islamic law in Iran. That's why Iranian women taking off the hijab makes them very angry and turn on the government, because the government is incapable of enforcing Islamic Sharia law. That's one of the most important ones. And there are a couple of other ones. But the second most important thing is for the Islamic Republic to look weak against the enemies of Islam. And all of this attack on Iranian soil without a hard response is making a lot of these hardliners become less supportive of the regime. And not even a dictator can stand without some minimum level of support. That's why this will basically take out the last leg that this government is standing on. And the government is extremely afraid of that as well. So it needs to figure out how to respond to Israel so that domestically, for domestic consumption, it could say, like, look, I just showed them this was a hard revenge, but also it could convince Israel that this was not very significant. So please do not respond. So it has to convince Israel that this was not significant and convince its own supporters that this was significant. And every time they try to find out how could we do that? So last time what they did, and this is an important point. Last time they responded to the attack on what they call consulate in Syria, taking out a Shia IRGC general. They responded with 300 drones and rockets being thrown at Israel with zero casualties. Right. In response to Qasem Soleimani being killed, they attacked a military base of United States in Iraq. Right. And they warned the United States before they attacked it so that they could take their soldiers out of there so there's no casualty. The problem with the Islamic Republic, the problem that they have is that their religious followers are not idiotic enough. They are realizing that they're being fooled by the government, that these so-called hard revenge, as they call it, is not that hard. Like we're losing our key people. They're not even losing with our hard responses. They're not even losing a single soldier. How is this a hard response? So, and again, so now they don't know how to respond to this attack, because this was the most embarrassing attack ever on the Islamic Republic. This is the most humiliating, embarrassing attack on the Islamic Republic. So the supporters of the regime are expecting a very, very strong response. And the Islamic Republic doesn't know what to do, especially because they've already sent 300 drones and missiles to Israel in response to an attack outside of the borders of Iran. So now if they want to respond, logically, they have to do something bigger than what they did. So what are they going to do? Because anything bigger than that will basically bring Israel and Iran into direct confrontational war. And they don't want to do something bigger than that, especially given that was so big and it didn't kill anybody. So what did they do? This is such a dilemma that the Islamic Republic is stuck right now in and doesn't know how to respond. They're they're completely paralyzed. Like they're like, so I don't know what they're going to respond. If they respond too much, more than those three, it has to be more than those 300 missiles and drones, because that was a response to something so much milder. But they don't. But if it's bigger than that, then what are we going to do? They're going to have war between Israel and Iran now, not Iran, the Islamic Republic. But if it's less than that, how are you going to sell this to your own false fans, to your own supporters? How are you going to justify that? Like, this is a bigger attack and we had a less of a response. So again, we'll see, but I don't know. I wouldn't want to be the Islamic Republic right now. This is such a huge dilemma. Mazdak is saying, I don't understand why you are happy, Armin. It's unbelievable. Well, because you're an idiot. I am extremely happy that a terrorist, a killer of innocent civilians, was taken out. This is you're insane, Mazdak. That's why you don't understand. We are people who are on team life, get happy, but somebody who is responsible for taking so much life is eliminated, and somebody who's responsible for the misery of Israeli people, Palestinian people, and Iranian people. So many Iranian people are suffering because of this person, because of all the resources and all the terrorism that brought so much misery and poverty to Iranian people. Somebody like that being taken out, of course I'm happy. Of course I'm celebrating. I don't know. You're just not that smart, I guess. Lisa saying, thanks, Armin, for the great coverage and for getting out how the Iranian people really feel. Best day ever. And they will learn not to mess with Israel. Exactly. Well, I could do. So that guy who was saying, I don't know why, Armin, you're happy. I could do a stream dedicated to showing you how happy Iranian people are. I'm getting so many memes and celebrations sent to me. Let me know if you want me to do a stream on that. I could do a stream dedicated to the reaction. Again, we need to get Iranian people celebrating and being happy to more Israeli officials. I know a lot of Israeli peoples are becoming more and more aware of how happy Iranian people get, how much they celebrate Israel. But we need to see that in a language of your highest officials. The unity needs to be acknowledged, and promoted and highlighted. How happy Iranian people will get if that is seen and demonstrated, if there is any form of acknowledgement. Because the Islamic Republic of Iran, it tries to convince the Iranian people that Israel is not against the Islamic Republic. They're trying to tell Iranian people that Israel is against Iran as a whole, Israel against the Iranian people. And Iranian people are not believing that. Iranian people are like saying that, no, that's not true. And this is why the son of Netanyahu, when he comes and talks about is how promotes cessationist forces in Iran, that is so damaging. So I'm glad that Netanyahu has never supported like this himself, but his son has. He has supported, tearing Iran apart into multiple countries, and the Iranian government loves that. The Islamic Republic loves that. Say, see, they're against Iran as a whole. What he did, Netanyahu's son, what he did is so damaging, and we need more Israeli officials coming out and supporting Iran and Iranian people and Iranian culture and Iranian heritage and all of that. If they do that, they will get much more support from the Iranian people. We got a super sticker from LE Vegas. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. What else do we have? Dolly here. Dolly saying, according to the news about it, an explosive device. Oh, wait. Oh, shit. I should have highlighted that. Somebody's saying, hold on, let me see. There was a comment by Mazdak saying that this Mazdak guy was saying, I haven't seen many Iranian people celebrating in the streets. This Mazdak guy is so stupid. I will read all these comments, but just like, this Mazdak guy is not very smart. Look at him. He's like, no, Armin, Iranian people are not celebrating. And he said in the comment, I unstarted his comment. If you could find it again, Alfred, that would be great. He said, because I haven't seen Iranian people celebrating in the streets. You're insane, Mazdak. You're not a very intelligent person. You expect Iranian people to celebrate Israel in the streets of Iran? Do you know what would be the consequences of that to them if they did that? Are you serious? You're not a serious person. You're not very intelligent. Okay, so where was that? Where's the Dolly comment? Oh, here. Dolly saying, according to the news about it, an explosive device hidden in a heavily guarded complex where Ismail Haniyeh was known to stay in Iran was what killed him, according to a Times investigation. We'll see. That's amazing. If that is true, that would change all the analysis that we have seen so far. And that is actually makes it, I hope that is true, because that would make it even more embarrassing. That is a huge, huge failure by the Iranian regime if that's true. I hope that is the case. Oh my God, this Mazdak guy is an idiot. I will respond to Mazdak. Real or bust is saying with the thank you so much for the $5 super chat, saying Iranian leaders are no longer safe in their own home. How can they possibly respond? I don't know. Because even if they respond too hard, now you know that the main leaders of the military can actually, if you respond too harshly and Israeli people die, the main leaders of the military in Iran, we have shown you that Israel could come for you at any moment. Anytime. You're not safe. So how are you going to respond? Be careful about how you respond. All right, so we need to go. I need to go because I need to get ready for the Persian stream. So guys, remember, Atheist Republic has two wings. One of them focuses on offensive, the other one is defensive, right? Because we need to have defending Western liberal countries, all liberal, democratic, secular countries. We need to have a defense for that. When Islam is coming for liberal countries, we need to defend it, and that's Atheist Republic English. But we also need to be offensive. We need to go into the heart of the problem, the heart of the threat to the liberal world order, and attack it. We can't just play the defense game. We also have to play an offensive game. And the Atheist Republic Persian channel, which has mostly an audience in Iran, goes for the head of the octopus in Iran, right? So that is our Persian channel. So the English channel is called Atheist Republic. The Persian channel is called Jumhuriye Bi Khodayan. In fact, let me actually give you guys a link to the Persian channel, which I do a live stream on. If you guys, it's in Persian, so you guys won't understand. But if you guys just want to see it, I'll just put a link to it in the live chat if you guys want to go check it out. So in that channel, we attack Islam and the Islamic Republic among Iranian people, right? So that's our offense. That's mostly our offensive team. All right, so I'm going to go get ready for that show on our Persian channel. That channel is called Jumhuriye Bi Khodayan, which means Atheist Republic in Persian, right? Yeah, that channel is growing as well, but this channel is growing faster. Hopefully we'll get to, I think this channel could get to 100K maybe within a year, and I think the Persian channel could potentially get to 100K within 2 years. All right, guys, thank you for your support. Thank you for all the super chats. We get another super chat. Speaking of super chats, Ash is saying, as an Iranian, I say, we are celebrating and we love Israel. Long live Israel. Thank you, Ash. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for saying that. I appreciate your support. And guys, there are non-financial ways that you could support this channel. You could like the stream. You could leave a comment. Feed the algorithm. Make a sacrifice to the YouTube gods. The only gods recognized on Atheist Republic. The sacrifice is very easy. Like, commenting, subscribing, hit the bell notification. And again, tell your friends, enemies, and strangers to come and subscribe to Atheist Republic on YouTube. Do that unless it's dangerous for you, unless you live in an Islamic country where doing so might have consequences, then don't do that. But otherwise, do it. Do it now. All right. Till next stream. Bye. Mwah.